From Jerusalem to Cyprus, the island of Barnabas, Paul, Lazarus, and the first Christians. The book of the Acts of the Apostles narrates that the Christians who had scattered because of the persecution that broke out after the martyrdom of Stephen had arrived as far as Phoenicia, Cyprus, and Antioch, where there were flourishing Jewish communities. Cyprus has always been of great importance because it was very rich in copper. Since there was this natural wealth, all peoples wanted it, beginning with Syria, then Egypt, Persia, all peoples. A very long story, but for us, what counts is the story of the beginning of evangelization. The Acts of the Apostles narrate that in Antioch on the Orontes there was a large community of prophets and doctors. The most important of these was Barnabas, who was a Levite, a native of Cyprus. The first deeds of Barnabas are linked to Paul, who was accredited to the apostles, who at first feared him precisely by the Levite of Cyprus. He took the apostle of the Gentiles with him and introduced him to the community of Jerusalem, telling them how during the journey they had made together, the Lord had spoken to him, as had happened on the road to Damascus. In Cyprus there is the tomb of Barnabas, which is still venerated. Even though the island is divided at the moment, you can pass through the part where there is Salamis and where there is the tomb of Barnabas. There are also signs of the passage of St. Helen on the island. St. Helena, when she found the cross again, she wanted to take a big piece of it to Rome. She took the ship and stopped in Cyprus. We know this from many historians, from Sozomenus, Cyril of Jerusalem, and Theodore of Cyprus, who say that she stopped in Cyprus. So Helen is remembered throughout the island with the great feast of St. Helen of Constantine. The monastery of Stavrouni is still visited today. One of the most curious stories about the island of Cyprus is definitely the story of Lazarus. We know that Lazarus died in Bethany and his tomb is there. After the resurrection, the Jews wanted to kill him. John's Gospel makes it clear. That's why Lazarus had to leave this land, took the ship and went to Cyprus. There he would have met Barnabas, who ordained him bishop of Kition, a very ancient city today located next to Larnaca. And there is his tomb. Emperor Leo VI, in 900, built a beautiful church, taking away the relics of Lazarus to Constantinople. Saint Epiphanius narrates that Saint Lazarus was here for 30 years. His relics were buried in the tomb under the church. As we know, in Cyprus and elsewhere, many Orthodox churches were built over the tombs of saints. In 890, the relics were found in the tomb under the church. Emperor Leo VI, the wise man, asked that the relics be transferred to Constantinople, and only a part was left here, and we can see them in the shrine here behind me. Emperor Leo built this church as we see it today, around 890, following the Constantinopolitan architecture of that period. Of course, it is a great blessing for us here in Kition metropolis because we have Saint Lazarus as our guardian. He is also the patron saint of Larnaca, and there is a lot of devotion. Many people come here every day to pray. During the Lenten period on Lazarus Sunday, there is a big celebration in this church. In the next segment, we will talk about the island of Cyprus today, its churches, ecumenical dialogue, the presence of refugees and their challenges.